So he thinks he's cool now.
Oh, I'm cool all the time. So, welcome to Cute or Screw It. I'm Kai Hogan.
And I'm Andrew Teeter.
And we're here to help you decide which movies on Netflix to watch and which ones to just stay the hell away from. And this, if you've been waiting for one to throw off your list, good, you've come to the right place.
The movie's called As I Lay Dying.
And that's what I felt like I was doing the entire time. I felt like I was just sitting there dying, trying to watch this. This movie was just abysmal. I couldn't even get through it. I will be 100% honest with you. Usually I make a point to get through the entirety of all of these movies that we watch for you. But this one, I got about 47 minutes in, and I texted you. I said, Teeter, I refuse to endure this any longer.
And I said, I understand.
So, it stars James Franco and Tim Blake Nelson. Now, Tim Blake Nelson is wonderful in almost everything he does. Leaves of Grass, he was great in. Wonderland, and he was Mom in Holes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
that's on Netflix.
Yeah, he's very diverse, very great actor. Did not save this movie, and for some reason, Danny McBride walking around the background.
Here's the question though: could anybody have saved that movie? I mean,
no. Edward Norton and Val Kilmer and George Clooney could not have saved this movie.
Joshua Jackson could have.
Joshua Jackson could. He could save anything.
Checkmate.
It's just. I went into this thinking, oh, it's just gonna be a drama movie, so it'll be a little on the darker slow side.
Mm-hmm.
I was prepared for that. I knew that it was a period piece. Also prepared for that. Wasn't prepared for not being able to recognize any word, and also the entire movie pretty much taking place in this ridiculous split screen.
The split screen actually slows down later in the movie, but
I would hope so. They overuse it in the beginning.
I think the first time they used it was overusing it, actually.
I agree, because I was like, oh, it's kind of interesting, and then they kept using it, and I was like, why is this happening? Like, there are times and places where split screens are necessary, and there are definitely times that there aren't, and this was one that was not, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it.
Well, it wasn't even the split screen wasn't necessary, it was that the split screen made no sense. Somebody would be talking in one frame. It didn't enhance
the story at all.
Yeah, somebody would be talking in one frame, and then you'd hear a noise or a voice, somebody else talking, and then you'd see another person talking in the other screen. It was like there are three voices going on right now, and I only know one of them.
Along with that, I literally had to stop the movie 3 minutes in, go to the menu, and click subtitles on. Because there are some movies like Lock, Stock, Two Smoking Barrels, Snatch, some foreign films that you're like, okay, they've got like a really thick accent, so you want to put on the subtitles just to make sure you're getting everything. This was one of those, if you didn't do that, you wouldn't know what was going on. That being said, when I turned the subtitles on, I didn't know what was going on. I was just lost the entire time. And I get higher cerebral movies. I've read parts of the book, understand it just fine. Mm-hmm. This was lost on me.
I understand. I was lost most of the movie, and then points would come in and I'd be like, okay, I think I'm starting to track now, I think I'm starting to pick it up, and then I wouldn't. Yeah. There was a fire at one point that you didn't get that far, but there's a fire at one point. You find out that a lady wants an abortion at one point.
Yeah, and
it just keeps hitting you with idiotic ideas of what a movie should be.
I would have to say, this is a definite screw movie. Screw it, screw it, screw it. Stay as far away from it as possible. I like James Franco. I do not have anything against James Franco. I like a lot of his movies. This is a terrible one. Stay away from it.
That sums it all up, really. The movie just makes no sense. For an hour and a half, it just makes no sense. The characters aren't even moderately interesting until about an hour and a half in.
And if you're putting yourself through that, there better be a redeeming point.
There better be payoff. And Kyle didn't finish it, so Kyle doesn't know if there's payoff or not. But I know for a fact that there is no payoff. The payoff is seeing James Franco get arrested at the end. And that might be a spoiler, but you know what? James Franco deserved it.
if I got to the point where I felt nothing could redeem it, it was done for me. It could have had an awesome ending, but if it's that terrible of a lead up to it, yeah.
Here's the thing about James Franco. I'm gonna get up on my soapbox for a minute. I love James Franco.
Fair enough.
James Franco thinks he's so smart. James, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, I'm gonna be a little mean. You're not as smart as you think you are, James Franco. You're not. This movie was supposed to be thoughtful and really intentional and beautiful and breathtaking.
It had a lot of good ideas, but none of them were executed well.
I don't even think they were good ideas.
I was trying to give it a little credit.
James, just act. Just look pretty and act and say wonderful things. You're great at that.
Yeah.
Not so much as a director, producer, writer. Just leave it for someone else, please. Don't. If you see it,
go back in time.
Go back. Go back. If you see it on Netflix and you're like, oh, that looks interesting. It's not. Don't even think about it. Okay? Thank you.
That being said, if you have differing opinions, feel free. Maybe there is something that we missed about it, or me in particular that I just completely missed about it that gives it a redeeming quality. So feel free to talk to us about this either in the comment section down below, or if you want to tweet at us, here's our Twitter handle. And also check us out on Blogspot, where you get our quickie review and just kind of our final thoughts about the film, and talk to us on there. Whatever you want to say about this movie, good or bad. Can't imagine we'll find a lot of good, but
none. If you have something good to say, tell me, because I'm gonna laugh at you.
I kind of would like to know what people see good about this movie. It had a couple good stars. It had like 3.5 stars for me on my Netflix thing.
That just means Netflix thinks you'll like it.
Yeah, but I don't know why.
Netflix has zero respect for you. That's why.
Clearly.
This has been another episode of Q or Screw It. Go back. Look at what we've said to Q, because you should be screwing as I lay dying.
That's what you want to go out on?